channel Coding Learner. So this is C++ tutorial lecture number 18. In this video, we learn about what are the operator overloading and we do some programs at the end of the video. So what is operator overloading? In C++, we have operators work for user-defined classes. It means that C++ has the ability to provide the operator with a specific meaning for a data type. It means that operator overloading is contain the ability it provides the new meaning to the operator which is defined by the user in the classes. And for example, we having a plus operator, and in the class we used plus operator as to concat to string by using plus operator. So this is the example of operator overloading. The user give definition of a particular operator which is defined inside the class, and other example classes were arithmetic operations. We overload arithmetic operations also operators also, like for complex number function, fractional numbers, big integer, etc. And operator overloading is a part of compiler type polymorphism we discussed earlier in the lecture number 17, and it is the idea of giving a special meaning of existing operator in C++ without changing its original meaning. So that's it about operator overloading. So there is a two type of operator overloading. First is unary operator overloading, and second is binary operator overloading. Now we have to move forward. There are the various operators which are not used in operator overloading, and we are not defined the another function of a operator. The first is class member access operator, scope resolution operator, size of operator, and next is condition operator. Now we have to move forward. So our first operator overloading is unary operator overloading. So in these unary operator overloading, we don't need any argument should be passed, and it only works with one class object. Means that it works only one class object, and it is overloading of an operator operating on a single operand. So it operates only a single operand. Now we have to move forward. What is operator binary overloading? Is in binary operator overloading function, there should be one argument to be passed, and it is overloading of an operator operating on two operands. So the difference between unary operator overloading and binary operator overloading is, in the unary operator overloading we have no argument to be passed, and in the binary operator overloading function we have one argument to be passed. And in the unary operator overloading we have only single operand to be operator for the operator operating, and we having operand in binary operator overloading function. So now we move forward for the program so that you clear what I am trying to say and what is operator overloading function is, and how we declare the operator overloading in C++.
Doing unary operator overloading in C++, we are take a class name as test, and it contains three functions. First is for input data, second is for operator overloading function, and the third one is for displaying the data after overloading a operator. So we use minus operator for overloading, and let's take a class first, name as test, and it contains private specifier. In private specifier, we declare two int type data member, and in public section we having a three member function. First is for void get data, which takes the data from the user, int x and int y. Now we assign the value of our data member as a is equals to x and b is equals to y. So that's it. Now it's time to declare our operator overloading function, which is void. Return type will be void and an operator, and we use minus sign for overloading, and we didn't need any argument to be passed over here, so we change the value of our variables. So we convert the positive number into a negative number, or a negative number into a positive number. So that's it. Now it's time to display, and we having out statement over here, which that a will be our a and end line, and we having a out statement for b. Now it's time to declare our object class object test. Let's take obj1, and for first we are to call our get data function, and in the get data function we take one negative value and one positive value. Now we need to assign that before calling our operator overloading, before operator overload, what is the value of our a and b. So obj1 dot display function, we call our display function, and now we having our statement which says that after operator overloading, and again we call our obj1 dot display function. So now we are call our operator overloading for our object obj1. We have to need right here minus operator, which we are used for overloading, and now we are write our object name return 0. Now it's time to run it. Let's see what we get. Okay, I need to put here a line break for every statement. Let's take until and until, so that you can. Okay, we having before the operator overloading, the value of a will be -5 and b will be 10. Now after operator overloading, we having a value of a will be 5 and value of b will be -8. So that's it. We didn't need any return type over here for operator overloading function, and no argument should be passed in it. So that's it about our unary operator. Now it's time to overload our binary operator in C++. So we are having a class named as test, and it contains three functions. First is constructor, which takes two arguments from the user, and second is operator overloading function, which has a return type, and as well as it has a one argument, and the last is for display function, which display our value after overloading operator. Now it's time to declare our class test, and it contains private specifier, and in private specifier we having int a and int b. Now we having public specifier. In public specifier we having a test default constructor, which is a is equals to 0 and b is equals to 0. Now we having a test constructor which take int type of x and int type of y, and these x and y is assigned to our a and b by b. Now it's time to declare our operator overloading function. So our operator overloading function return type should be test, because we are return to our object. It means that it means that we having we return the value from the operator overloading function to the next object in our main function. Now it's time to declare our operator for overloading function for plus, and it takes a test type argument over here. Let's take test t, and we having a test type temp variable, and in temp dot a we add a plus t dot a, and temp dot b is equals to b plus t dot d, and we return our temp variable. So we having a two object, and it returns one object by adding the two previous objects of our class. Now it's time to display void display. It doesn't need any argument, and we need to display our value of a and b, b and a. Now the int main function is important here. There is only 2 points which is important. First is how we declare our operator overloading function and what we are doing in our main function. So let's take a test t1, t2 and t3 as an object. So for t1 we assign our test 20 and 30. We assign we pass two integer value 20 and 30, and for t2 we having test constructor, and in constructor we having 10 and 10. Now it's time to display cout statement with telling that it is our t1 object data and line, and here we calling for t1 display function, and similarly for t2 we are display the value of our t2 object t2 dot display, and this output statement is for t3 object. But before this we need to assign a value for t3, which is t1 plus t2. So here we are call our operator overloading function, or we give our particular definition to our plus operator, which takes two operand and having a return type as int, and it save our test. Sorry, we having a two operand over here, which says that it is a binary operator overloading, and we having a return type test, which says our temp value in our t3 object. So now it's time to call or display a function. We call display function for t3. So that's it for binary operator overloading. Now it's time to call. So our first t1 object data will be a will be 20 and b will be 30, and our t2 object data will be 10 and 10, and our t3 object data will be 30 and 40. It adds our first variable 20 plus 10, which is our 30, and it saves our variable a into our t3 object, and b will be 30 for t1 and V will be tan for T2, and it's by adding this we got 40 in our T3 object. So that's it about our operator overloading. And now we have to move forward for friend function and operator overloading in friend function.